Welcome to the Smokin Word. Welcome to the Smokin Word.
What's up, everybody? The Smokin Word podcast is back, and today's a special cast for me because not people don't know this, but he's actually a reoccurring guest, but the original got lost in the sauce. But we'll talk about that later. Listen, I'm happy to get my bro. I used to call him Todd 2-0. But now he might be called Todd Spring. Or I also know him as Todd Twizzler Todd, but that's something else.
And shipwrecked.
Shipwreck, y'all forget it. We can go on. We're gonna go on for a while. But listen, everybody, I want to welcome my bro Todd Morse. This was we wanted to do this a while ago, and we actually had done this a long time ago. But technology wasn't up to par, and I lost the little chip thing or something along the way, and it was great, and I'm pissed off. But Todd Morse.
Yeah, I like the reggae intro, man.
I know you. You're the soul. Of the Maryland crew. You were the darkest.
Right.
Your brother was dark in one way, but you were dark in the other way. He was dark in the hip hop, and you were dark with the raga.
But, with the raga, bro.
Yeah. What's up with you? How you been? First of all, before that, how's the baby, the fam, and all that?
Well, I mean, it's really quiet out there, so that's scary because usually they're screaming. But I got a 4-year-old girl and a 10-year-old girl, and they're amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah. And I say that because yet even though you got the Benjamin Button, since you are a little older than me, you're later to the game, to the father game than I am. So this is why I was like, yo, also congratulations, even though we've talked since then, but officially, on the family and all that, because it's crazy, right? We know each other way before the thought of anything like this.
Way before we thought that anyone would let us be a father.
Exactly. I ask questions like, who the hell would let us do this? But
how old are yours now?
So my oldest is 15 and my youngest is 12. So yeah, they're just we were just we're right in the I'm crossing over to the teenage, how we were. Right now, my oldest son is where we were. Oh, yeah. Oh, and he's exactly where we were at. I want to strangle him. I love him. But what's up with you? A lot of things, as obviously you've been doing similar things for a while, but to catch people up to speed. Also with me, I know there's things you've been doing, but now things became more official and stuff or whatever.
Yep.
It's fair to say, it's a fit because I don't follow anything as far as when they say the official announcements of this, but I heard I got the word. They were like, "Yo, Todd's Offspring."
Man. I'm the bass player. I've been the bass player for 4 years. I switched over to your side, man.
I was gonna say, I know you. First of all, I was gonna say congrats because I know you've been doing that for a while or whatever. But
4 years,
4 years. It's still, to me, it's you know how that is. To be officially in anything, that could be, there's people that are in groups for 30 years that never make an official member. You know how that goes and stuff like that. And it's and I know you were playing with them for a while, and it's great that I know the camp, showed you love. You got love for the camp, and I know you killed it, obviously. And and it helps that you're semi good looking guy, so they need that too.
I got 2 less strings and more sexy now.
Exactly. That's usually how it works. They hide. Guitarists hide behind strings. The less strings you got to show. But let me ask you this. Let's even forget. We'll go backwards. A lot of people know that. But you're a musician, so and then you could always play anyway. But there is a difference. You could play bass, but then you got to play bass.
Oh, it's a whole different pocket, man. It's a whole different world. You can't. You got to hold the glue down the whole time, man. You can't be jumping around like I was in H2O and just like missing notes here and there. Like you got to lock that groove in the whole time. I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot going to bass.
And I could honestly say, we got to do the tour in Australia a while ago. A lot of stuff with Offspring, it's crazy throughout the years with tour, and they always sound massive and like a machine, and that's hard to say even for the old school punk kind of band.
Right.
They can live off sounding kind of crazy, but Offspring is big,
No, we took it to the shop during COVID, man. We went back in and we looked at every note everybody was playing. I took bass lessons.
That's what I was gonna say. So all right, so go rewind a little bit. So you also did some guitar work in the past or whatever. How did this come up? Like how it comes up? How long were you playing before bass? Because you were doing rhythm.
Yeah, I was doing rhythm guitar in the background, and for 10 years, almost 11 years, and then it was always going to happen that the original bass player, they were going to part ways, and so they parted ways, and I got the call, said, hey, so Tony Kanal is going to be on bass for these next 2 tours, and I love Tony. And I was like so excited about that. Yeah. I was like, oh man, I got to tour with Tony, man. We drank tequila. We had the best time. We're still like the best of friends. And I wanted to be in a band with Tony, but Tony only plays with his fingers, and they wanted a guy to play with a pick. So after Tony, I thought, well, Tony's our bass player now. And then they called me up like, hey, do you want to try and be the bass player? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Little did they know I had already bought a bass when I heard that there was a shot.
Yeah, so, right. Yes, exactly. There you go.
You know what's funny is so I learned how to play, and I learned how to be in the pocket, and I went back to a click, and I took lessons, and I busted my ass for a year and a half to get that groove going. And now that I got that down, now I love playing with fingers, man. Like now, I see what Tony was saying, like
yeah.
It's
different because when you play, look, I was never a finger player, but I get it. You're playing through your body.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a feel there. Like I get it,
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to be able to do both, dude. I just got to play with Slash this weekend here in Vegas, and it was like a last minute thing, and we did Lenny Kravitz, "Are You Gonna Go My Way." And I did that thing. I did that jam on fingers, dude, and that felt so good.
So that stuff. That's crazy. And in a song like that, the bass is going off, right? I'm trying to think of it as like,
it's like doom, doom, doom.
Oh yeah, got you. Yeah,
it's dope. It's dope. Yeah, and I always love reggae bass lines too. You know, it's a great. You know, it's a great story that inspired me because like. Not being a bass player in my career and then being asked by this huge band to be their bass player, like it was really intimidating. And I went through all kinds of self-doubt and all that stuff. And then I read this story about Paul Simonon from The Clash. And I didn't know this, but like 3 or 4 years before London Calling, their biggest record with all the reggae bass lines on it, all the funk bass lines, that dude wasn't even playing bass 4 years before that.
Crazy.
They just thought he was cool and they gave him a bass,
That's usually, I'm not saying that because I'm the bass player, but in reality, that was kind of thing. Why did you give what was the singer in our world? The wildest dude that we knew, or a guy who had something, make him sing. It didn't matter. The bass player, a dude who's cool. He don't got to be that talented. The guitarist usually was a little bit more nerd. They kind of had to be a little more serious with the instrument. Yeah. You know what I mean? The drummer a dick because he has to carry all the shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it makes sense.
But they don't know that we're the ones that make the girls dance. That's what it is.
I've been telling people. I say bass is like kneecaps. Imagine having sex with no kneecaps. That's if you take all the low end out.
Yeah, exactly.
You can pick the position. Do it with no kneecaps. That shit's gonna be mad, rigid, awkward.
Exactly. All stiff-legged.
All stiff-legged. And so you're playing bass 4 years now. And what do you remember the first show you played? As a bass player?
Yeah, it was crazy because we didn't rehearse. We only had one chance to rehearse, and my wife was pregnant with my second daughter, and we kept having these scares. So I was going to get one rehearsal before the gig, and my wife thought she was going to have the baby, so we went. I missed the rehearsal. We went to the hospital, and then on the day of the gig, we played in Southern California. On the day of the gig, I had MDs standing by in case she went into labor the whole time. I was so nervous, man. I was like drinking beers, like, oh my God, am I going on stage or am I going to the hospital?
Yeah, right. You know?
But I think that worrying about my wife took the nerves away from the doing the gig. So when I did the gig, I was just like, super into it. You know what I mean?
And it's kind of like, again, I know you knew this stuff, but you know how that is. It's always like, it feels, when like anything, it feels weird at first till it becomes normal feeling in your hand. That's when you're like, okay, you could pick it up. It's like, I could pick up any instrument, but to make it feel, like it belongs there. Like, I'm used to this feeling, that comes with holding the shit.
Yeah.
Hours and hours and, of time with that.
It took a minute. It took a good year till I felt like, I'm locked in. You know what I mean?
Now, how, like, again, you remember getting I don't even know how it happened, but how you got the call to jump in the Offspring. Was it a tryout thing? Whoa, how the hell that happened?
So I was doing that band with Juliette Lewis for like 5 years, and then we kind of had a falling out, but I was still playing with the other guys in the band in my cover band Petty Cash, and we were playing at the Key Club before Steel Panther out here in LA. And
I remember you were busy with that for a minute too. I remember you were working that shit a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, cover bands, that's how you make money So I was doing that, and then someone from the Offspring, they had just gotten rid of the background guy that they had. Someone from their production manager came to see Petty Cash and said, "Hey, do you want to try out for the Offspring?" And I was like, "Sure." I didn't know I was going like against 40 guys, including Todd Youth. Todd Youth was in the mix.
Yeah, I remember he was around too. He was like working it. He was, trying to start some bands, and he was playing around a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, it came down to 5 guys, and I went down to 5 guys to play with the band, and I saw one of them was Todd Youth, and I was like, I ain't got this gig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, peace, right? Rest in peace, the killer.
Rest in peace.
And that was kind of like Todd was like one of a groundbreaker in that too. Also, like kind of the guy out of one of the guys in our era to do crossover and work it. Like he was in Danzig, he was this. You remember? He was like, wow, he's getting these gigs and shit. Wow, well deserved. Wow, we could go out the box and shit.
Yeah, I mean, what my first real tour of the U.S. was H2O and Murphy's Law with Todd Youth on guitar, and I'd watch him play every night, and I'm like, I'd just be like, I'm never gonna be able to play like
that. and you didn't know the Offspring dudes before that?
A little bit, but it's so weird. All the places that H2O has been in, Juliet, like I maybe ran into Noodles at one festival. And I went and saw Rancid, and Rancid opened for them at City Gardens in New Jersey once with Toby. But it's so weird that we never crossed paths, but I didn't really know them. But we all knew mutual people. We all had mutual friends. Like, so when they tell people, we got this guy Todd, they're like, oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's why I figured. I was like, it's the same, the whole cross. Oh, that's probably a Warped Tour thing. And I was like, they must, get Todd, or Todd's around. But then I was curious because I remember you getting it. And again, it's been so long. It ain't like now everything online. You could follow the minute the guy jumps in a band, somebody gets in I remember they're like, yo, he's playing with Offspring, dope. And then we had, I want to say, Australia. We want tour. You did that Metallica tour, right? It was Soundwave, yeah, exactly. And I remember that because I remember chilling with you, and that's why I got to see you guys. You were like, yo, I remember I almost got into beef. I got to pull my Big Willie card with you because I used the Offspring because you were like, yo, come to the stage, and I was like, hell yeah. So I'm like, so I go from our stage, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm by myself. And I walk into your guys' stage, and the guard comes, and he's like, "No, you can't go." I go, "Oh, I just played that stage." You go, "No, nobody." I go, "No, I'm with the Offspring." I go, I'm with Todd from the Offspring. I'm invited. And he let me in. I was like, let me through.
He let you in? Oh, good.
Yeah. I ended up getting through, but it was 4 hours.
You can't give up on those people, man. Dude, that happened. I'll be hanging with bands at festivals and they're like hanging like all day till the show. And they'll be, oh yeah, come watch us play. And then you roll up and it's like,
I know, right? How whack is that?
That's so whack.
I'm glad you said that because that's been a reoccurring thing that's happened to us in the past a couple times. And it's whack because it's like, listen, I also understand some people have their thing, but don't make it like, yo, jump up there. Yeah. Sometimes you get invited and they know nobody's going to be up there. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I got to see Black Sabbath play. I don't have to be on anybody's stage.
Yeah, ever. Totally. Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I actually got to see what was left of some of the guys that played with Marley and one of his sons on stage too at Exit Fest. You know, I was there. Close enough. My whole shit is Black Sabbath, Bob Marley, Biggie Smalls. Close enough.
There you go. You know, I got to say though, sometimes like it is ignorant. Sometimes guys in bands aren't aware that their stage is being shut down because I've had a couple of people come up to me and say I couldn't get on stage, and I'm like, what? So now, like, if I'm like at a show and I'm like, oh, yo, if the guys at Madball want to come up or whatever, it's cool if they come up, and they're always like, yeah, it's cool. But then in my mind, I'm like, I hope they mean that. You know?
Yeah, I know you mean. Believe me, I know that's true too. Sometimes it ain't, and it's like I get it. Also, you know, I don't. You know, when we were younger, we all on tour. All right, we try to bulldog a stage. Nah. You know, I get it how it is now, but I'm also like, you know, I'll go try, and I'm like, look, I was invited. Once in a while, like when, to me, it was like this. We played, what's that thing? The big one in Chicago where Misfits played.
Riot Fest.
Right, great. Wow, for such a high profile. Mad laid back, showed mad love to the underground. Yo, I was on stage with the Misfits right behind. I was right on stage with Fear. I was like, look, you gonna tell me I can't go on to see, you know, whoever else? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool then. I'm all good with that. Like, I got, you know, I'm seeing some other shit which ain't like there's a time and place. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
When those festival tours, it should be like it usually is, a kind of a semi-family vibe with the bands and the crew. Like, hey,
I like it. Yeah, I like it when I'm on stage and people are right there because I'm used to coming up playing small clubs. Like, you know, the people at the barricades of those big things are so far away from me. Like, I'm more excited about the people that are close to me. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I like it, and that makes a cool show. I think when there's people, a bunch of other bands on stage watching. You know.
And I know you got, because also we're doing with the petty cash and doing that stuff. You got to play with just being around, play with some like big Willie people. And I seen you like, I know you got to do shit with like Foo Fighters, with homeboy from the Foo Fighters, which I know you love the band. Yeah. Who's somebody else that you got to play? Because also I know with the Offspring, they get these fucking amazing festivals where it's such a mix pot of stuff. Yeah. Who you got to meet? Who else that you got to meet that was kind of like, yo, this is crazy?
Well, I mean, Jimmy Cliff, man.
We
did a festival in Europe, and I was like, oh my God, guys, we're playing with Jimmy Cliff, and they're not like super reggae guys. They're like, oh, that's cool, whatever. So I was the only guy that got my security talked to this security. I went into this little tent and we hugged. I sat there with Jimmy Cliff for like an hour, dude. Crazy. He was mad cool.
Yeah, and of course, those dudes are like, bad motherfucker, boy.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Those guys seen everything, man.
Crazy.
The harder they come. I mean, you know, God, I'm trying to think. Like,
because I know you got to meet a lot. I know it's just bugged out, but they had to be like, was there anybody else? Again, like that's a childhood guy. Like, you know, we get to meet cool bands, you know, even like on that tour, you know, we went to tour with Metallica. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was cool. Did you guys? I don't know if you know, Metallica threw like a barbecue the first day.
We missed it. We came the next day, but I heard they were all around. Yeah,
so that was mad cool. They were all just hanging out, and you know what's crazy about that festival is we went against Metallica every day. We were on at the same time.
I remember, and it was great. You guys,
that festival is so packed that there was still 30,000 people in front of our stage or whatever it was, you know?
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And I remember even then, I was like, God damn, these motherfuckers sound big. because I was like, I never I only, you know, I would see it on TV, like whenever Offspring was on television. Because if you think about it, they used to get a lot of TV play for being on the MTV stuff.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
When we do Rock in Rio too, we just did Rock in Rio with Guns N' Roses, and the whole thing's televised.
Great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That you're on national. You're on the new. You're like a program on regular TV.
Yeah.
Who played that? Who was the heavy hitters?
Well, it was Guns N' Roses.
Jesus Christ.
That band Måneskin. You know about that band Måneskin?
Yeah. I've heard that. It's crazy.
Italian band. I can't remember. We've done it a couple of times. We did it with the Chili Peppers once.
That's dope.
But this time was really special for me because it was my first time on bass, and I walked out like in the beginning of the Bad Habit song that starts with bass. I walked out all the way to the edge of the thing. I was like, I'm not just gonna have a good show. I'm gonna have the best show. I'm gonna have the show I could retire on. That was my mental thing, you know, which was awesome.
And biggest show that you to date that you know of.
It was with Juliette Lewis. We played this thing in Rome called Mayday, and it's basically all of Rome. It was like 500,000 people or something like that. We sound checked to 100,000 people.
It just sucks that you sound check to everybody, to more people than I played in my 30 years of existence.
It was crazy. Yeah.
That's to say, yeah. And again, the Foo Fighter thing, I always seen you, and I seen you get to jam because I know, again, you always a jammer guy. So, and I know you got to jam with a lot of cool people. So it's always bugged out. And being in California, everybody's out there, you know? Yeah.
Dave Grohl played on the last Juliet and the Licks record, which was dude, what an insane experience. We never rehearsed. He came into the studio, we drank. He'd go, okay, play me the song. We listen to it. You go, play me one more time. Okay, listen to it. And we go in the room and record it live. The record's called Four on the Floor. You should check it out.
Yeah,
all that shit you hear on that record, he wrote on the spot. Like it's pretty amazing.
Don't you hate people like that?
Oh my God!
Right? I'm like,
I need some time. I need some time to write my part.
A lot of time. I can do it, but I need a lot of time, a lot of Mary Jane, a lot of peace and quiet, a lot of everything.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it was incredible. His choices, especially like drummers. You know, there's a lot of great drummers, but not a lot of drummers make great writing choices that make the song better. You know what I'm saying? He's got both of that going on,
and that's great because playing with Mikey, where Mikey played guitar and drums. So when I would write music with Mike, he would play it, also understand the guitar. He would understand it, not just let me play a beat. He knows, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay, this is carrying he would pay attention to the whole thing because he also wrote on guitar and he sang.
Right.
So being able to be conscious of all that, oh man, you got a killer. That was always my problem. I was too much focused always on one of the elements at a time. I wasn't seeing big picture right away, and I know a guy like Dave and this certain songwriter dudes, you just know. You know who's like that? That amazed me in the studio was Chad Ball. Shout out to Chad Ball.
Yeah. How's he doing? Is he doing all right?
Yeah, I see him out there. I'm gonna hit him up, but shout out to Chad. But I look at Chad. I remember seeing him in the studio with Hazen Street, and in my head, we come, our era. If we got in a big studio, every second counted because everything was accounted for. Because we're paying $1,000 a day back in the day on these. The whole story.
Right.
We're in there with Hazen Street, and I'm seeing Chad. He's talking to me. He's smiling. He's jumping. He's joking while he's tracking. And in my head, I'm like, yo, come on. Like, we got to be serious. He's killing it.
Yeah.
But,
that don't make the vibe, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then and he's killing it. He's not taking long on it. But in my head, I wasn't used to that. And he was so like, not only that, free, the vibe, and he was doing what he was doing. He already know, this is with the vocals. But I was like, man, this is such controlled craziness. I gotta tune myself in like that.
Well, he did a great job on the H2O Nothing to Prove song too. And I believe in the producer. I mean, every great movie has a great director, right? Like someone's got to someone like that can come in and make the vibe loose and fun because they have the plan in their head already, and you don't have to worry about it. You just need to play and have fun. You know, he brought back the thing he loved about H2O on that Nothing to Prove record.
Yeah.
And I love Hazen Street. We got to mention that I did play with you guys. You know,
I was going to go into that. So now that I was going to say, and it's funny that I almost forgot now before we started, I had that in my head to say, yo, got to bring up that because I also wanted to ask you, everybody, Todd, but he did his bid in Hazen Street.
Yeah.
How long did you did? I mean, because obviously there were floating tours, but I remember we did a couple. Was it
I did the POD tour with you guys.
Okay, that was POD. Yeah, that was because
who else was on that? Who else was on that tour? There was another band.
It was POD, Lacuna Coil. Shout out to Lacuna Coil.
Right, Lacuna Coil. That's right.
My favorite Italianos out there. And
that's right.
And it was one other band I forgot. And we were the odd man out on that one. I remember that was a freaking.
But those are such fun songs to play. I feel like I could play those songs way better now. My groove is way sicker now.
You know, even with me then, I love those songs because it was so much different than what the music we play since it's more open. You were actually able to have fun because it was so like open.
It's fun.
And
fun,
even for your body was easy, kind of man. But I agree. I had a lot of fun doing those songs. Yeah, and you did a bunch of shit with us there. I remember that.
I can't remember what else. Oh, we did Story of the Year tour too.
You did the Story of the Year. The Story of the Year was the first Story of the Year because we did Story of the Year was the first tour of the first show of the first tour. It was us in Orlando, House of Blues. That was it. Then you did the first show ever with us was that Story of the Year show, or the first show on that tour and on tour or whatever.
But you guys did shows with Dave before me though, right? Or no?
Yeah, we had shows, but that was the first tour, and that was the first day of tour. Was Story of the Year was Orlando House of Blues. I remember because we were all in the bus driving down, and it was Warren, all of us, and we were like,
I just saw those guys.
Yeah, we were like, we did it. Like we're actually all boys and we're all on tour, just us. Like, yo, this is insane. Like we're blazing in the back, your brother's up front, eating hummus, whatever the fuck he's doing. And we're like, we're all together. Somebody actually gave us a bus.
Yeah.
We're actually doing this. Insane. It was a good,
that's rad.
Crazy time, And then the Petty Cash. How long did you do that for? Because that seemed like you were doing that for a minute, right?
I'm still doing that. We're in our 15th year right now, and it's a fun, because I actually really really love Tom Petty, and the guy that sings the Johnny Cash is a Southern guy that really loves Johnny Cash. So we don't really consider ourselves a cover band. Like we're going for it. We're not just standing up there playing covers. I can't stand cover bands like that. We're going for it. Like I get tears in my eyes on some of this shit.
I hear you.
And right now our bass player, the Johnny Cash guy, he's going through cancer. He's fighting cancer. So if you go to my Instagram page, actually, there's a link to help him out if anyone wants to go check it out.
Definitely. Definitely all the help, especially for that, man. That's something, man.
We're just waiting for him to get better, and we're gonna start up again.
Oh hell yeah! And then and what's the deal with Offspring right now? Like what's like?
Well, in a couple of days, I'm going to LA. We're playing the K-Rock Acoustic Christmas. It's at the Forum. It's on my bucket list. I've never played the Forum, and it's us and Red Hot Chili Peppers and Garbage and all these bands, and I'm really stoked on it. Except that yesterday, Chili Peppers canceled. Somebody broke their hand, so I'm waiting. I'm actually looking at the clock because I'm supposed to get a call anytime to figure out what's happening.
Listen, Chili Peppers. I know, Flea, if your hand's fucked up and you need this motherfucker right here, don't call me.
Yeah, don't call me.
That's don't call me. That's too many notes, too many strings, homie. Yeah. Oh, no, that sucks. But I was going to say that's bugged out. And I could see that. Have you played with Chili Peppers a lot? Because to me, I see you guys, it seems like you guys throughout the years have done a lot of stuff together.
Yeah, we did Rock in Rio together. We've been on a couple of festivals together. Chad's great, the drummer. He's super nice. Chad's played with Petty Cash actually.
Okay.
He came and played American Girl and I Need to Know with us, and it was killer. He was so good.
And how about how does it work on this scale? All right, you right now they call you. Okay, we're gonna go on tour. We're gonna go to rehearse. How does Offspring rehearse? Do you got your own private space? Is it a
There's a studio. We have a studio. It's called D13 in Huntington Beach. But ideally, since we've been unless it's been a long time, we don't really go into the studio to rehearse. Like for this thing, we're going to rehearse at the Forum on Friday. So we like to go onto the stage. We're going to play with the production and the whole thing and do it that way, to try everything out because we got screens and the whole thing. So that's what we're doing on this one. But like when we have a lot of time off, we'll go in the studio and rehearse.
And that rehearsal studio is just your guys' studio, correct?
Yeah.
And is you have stuff. I'm assuming stuff to record there also, right?
A lot of the records have been tracked there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I would do.
It's a full-on studio. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. So yeah, because you always that's like the dream. Have your shit set up. You can have real rigs, just the space to have it. Your shit sitting there, stored there. You know what I mean? And we also seen that. Also, there's some of the bigger acts also don't have that because you remember when we would you must have been on some of those hazing rehearsals or done some of the same. We used to rehearse at what was it called, Swing House or something like
Swing
that.
House, yeah, Swing House.
And we would run into the Bangles, into
Chili Peppers,
Veruca Salt, yeah. So I know people do both. So I was always curious on what I like what you guys do. Like my dream was like Metallica style, have a room, your rig.
Yeah,
you can record.
It's better not to hear a million bands on the other side of the wall. Remember that place we all used to rehearse on at the 33rd Street?
Horrible. You could all those places suck. Like just one.
It's like you hear one band on one side, one band on the other side, and you're paying your money that you don't have. It's
shit never worked. You hit a cymbal, the amp blew up, everything. Giant, all those old studios, Giant, all that.
Giant. That's what I'm talking about. I think.
Yeah, those are the OG spots. Yeah, you can rent the room. Everybody used to rent the room for like $6 an hour. Some shit like that. And it was $6 an hour, but you got $2 worth of equipment. That was it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you could maybe hear yourself like a little bit. That's it.
And obviously you got to play, stadiums and stuff like that. What other some of the class like you did Madison Square Garden?
Not yet. The Forum, I like to say yet. So the Forum and Madison Square Garden are two on my bucket list. I'm going to get to do the Forum this weekend. Not Madison Square Garden, but we did play Wembley. I got the thing the plaque right here.
But that's it. Exactly. When you don't do Madison is Wembley. That's the twin. Because what's funny? I didn't play Wembley. We played Wembley Arena, but not the thing, but close enough where that was something that we did on the Limp Bizkit tour. But what was cool was that was the one time my father, rest in peace, I was like, I'm playing Wembley. He goes, Wembley, because they know Wembley, MSG, Wembley, and I was like, for once, I got his attention on something.
Yeah,
so
I forgot you guys went on tour with Limp Bizkit. Dude, I became friends with Fred. I love that guy.
Yeah. Look at, I say this. Shout out to Limp Bizkit, and I always would say this. I don't be in contact with him. I'm actually more in contact with my boy Gabe.
I know Gabe. Yeah,
Gabe. That's my cuz. But this game. In this game, there's a lot of we're gonna go on tour. We're gonna take you out. Blah 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 blah. A lot of these people talk shit. I heard 30 years of that.
Yeah.
Limp. Through friends, they met. Freddie linked up with him. Long story short, through Big Chris. They met. Fred liked what we were doing. He said, would you guys think about jumping on some shows with us?
Yeah.
Freddie was like, yeah. 2 weeks later, we were playing arenas in Europe.
That's great.
They didn't, Korn and Limp Bizkit didn't need the Madball draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did it on the strength of, he said it and boom. So I always will, I will always, root for them. because that's big. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, I heard, we've heard it all. You know,
of course, yeah. No, I didn't understand it until I met Fred. Once I met Fred and started playing some music with him, I go, I get it.
Yeah,
this shit's real. It's real.
Yeah, exactly. And again, look it. I learned that shit too. We all have opinions, but we got to learn that our opinions aren't the law. Like, and it isn't the law. I used to be like that. Like, oh fuck, I don't like that. All right, so I don't like it. I have to waste energy on it. No, I just don't listen to it at home. You know how many guys that are friends that I may not like their bands, but I love the dudes.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Why should it matter?
I listen to reggae and the Stones, man.
You got to play with the Stones.
Have I got to play with the Stones? No, I did meet Ronnie Wood, which was pretty awesome. And I met Daryl Jones. That was cool. I never met Keith or Mick, but I've seen them several times. I got to look at all their gear one time. I got walked on stage to look at all their gear, but yeah, no, I never got to play with them. But I want to rewind for a second because you were talking about Limp Bizkit taking you on tour and how Korn and Limp Bizkit don't need your drawer. Don't sell Madball short, dude. You guys have been working your ass off in Europe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You guys do add some credibility to any bill you get put on.
No, absolutely, no, for sure. Not saying like that, but on that was like it was cool that we've heard it all. I was on one of the biggest metal labels at the time with Roadrunner, and a lot of those guys showed us love. But if you look at the track listing, there were no tours. We had to do all those tours on our own because nobody would take us for whatever reasons. Half of them were justified at the time being too crazy, and half of it was we were just that band not to fuck with. We were something new and whatever. Yeah. But again, that's to me, people that say something and follow through in this business is rare. So that shit is like, you know how that goes. You know what I mean?
1,000%, man. Call me, man. We never talk. You got my number. Text me, bro. And you text him.
And I'm like, and exactly. And I'd rather not have to be like that, but no, like, hey, if I don't got to talk to you every time, but I know if you call me, Todd, and you were like, yo, Hoya, check this out. I got this new bag. Give it to me. I don't got to talk to you every day. We've been friends long enough, and we know it like that. That's how it should be.
I don't think you've ever ghosted my texts.
No, hell no. Are you crazy? No, why would I'm like, but why would I be like, man, why wouldn't I? It's like so crazy, but it's like, you know how it is. If I couldn't, I'd be, yo, Todd, I can't. Yo, nigga, I fucking can't. All right, I can't. Keep it moving. Whatever.
It's the worst. It's the worst when you reach out and you get nothing, man. It's the worst.
And I hate doing it, and that's why I don't. I try, and if
I try not to. I try not to too, man.
I try not to. I do it when I feel like maybe somebody where I feel close enough. Like, look, if Offspring was playing, I would call you, be yo, nigga, hook me up. I wouldn't feel bad doing it. If you'd be like, yo, I can't. All right, but I would be like, other people would be like, yo, Toby, yo. And another way you told me, call Todd. Nah, fuck that. I don't need Toby on there. I ain't Todd. I know Todd myself.
That's right.
I got experience with Todd that you don't got.
That's right. We were in a band together, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? No, but no, for sure, and it's dope. And but now, how's it working right now as far as Offspring are? Like, you looking at, but I know you got shows, some stuff up, but like new music or the acoustic stuff, or are they planning to do others? Like, what's as far as
we haven't done an acoustic show in a while, which is those are really fun because we get to do covers and stuff. We do some Zeppelin and Fleetwood Mac and all this, but so we got this. This is our last show of the year on Saturday, and then we're going to South America in March. We're going to do the Lollapalooza down there. Oh, that's cool. Which is cool. And South America is just amazing. I mean, there's no fans like that.
Oh, I know. Such
anywhere
crazy.
In the world.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world.
And let me ask you this, because I know Homeboy is a pilot and would fly. Is he still doing that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's got a citation and I
got a bunch of citations. The cops are looking at me right now. Yeah, a sanitation. You mean a sanitation, man? Like
so it's like it's like an 8-seater plane, and we use it whenever possible. I mean, it's great. Sometimes we've done the U.S. and Canada without a bus, where we'll play the show, get off stage, get on the plane, hop to the next city. You wake up in the next city you're going to play. It's the best ever. You know,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
So yeah, he's got a pilot license. He's got his PhD, so he's a doctor. He just ran a triathlon. He's an overachiever, man. It's incredible.
Tell him I hate him, by the way. Say, yo, my man always says he hates you, by the way. What else he does? You know, what else this guy?
Yeah, he's got a hot sauce company. You got to try that hot sauce.
Oh no, for sure. That's dope.
Rico Bandito.
Yeah, you know, I'll definitely. And that's dope. And he was, because I remember you telling me about that early on, kind of like that was an option, right? Like after the show, flying out or leaving with the bus kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of bugged out. Is crazy. How much did you ever have? You must have had some cocktails up there, right?
Oh,
like
several,
yeah, you know, yeah. How fun, like you could just like on that way where it's kind of like, you know, you're in your own. It's like your van, in the air.
Yeah, it's tight. It's tight, but
of course.
But it's like. It's fun. We put on tunes. We have drinks. You know, he'll fly the plane during the day, but if he's drinking at night, we always have another pilot with us.
That's dope.
It's great, man. It's really the best way to go. Have you tried JSX yet?
No.
Do you know about that?
No, what is that?
It's like the Uber of privates. You can get on a private.
I heard about it. I heard about it.
$400.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I heard about that recently. No, literally they're pushing it, but I wasn't sure if it was like these fake ads of stuff that because all these new promotions.
Man, you walk through a metal detector, no bullshit, no nothing. That's how I'm going back to LA on Saturday. They gotta stop here. You can walk in 20 minutes before the flight. Walk through a metal detector.
Here. You got to send me that.
Free alcohol the whole flight.
Yeah, and for the right thing. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man.
And it's not expensive. They base it on how many seats they sold. If it's packed, you're going to pay like $1,000. So, but if they have seats, it's like $350 to go somewhere. You know, like
So baby mama, she works in the airline industry. She does private jets. She was doing all that stuff, and that's how I learned about. That's what they're doing. It's on the seats, you know, how many seats you could, you know, it's all on that. And they were kind of doing that on a basic level, not like this, like how it is now, like it should be. That's dope. Or like, hey, you pay more exclusive, you know, it's going to be less people doing it and you be able to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's just not having to deal with the airport, man. It's like,
it's the worst. I hate nothing worse than an airport, huh?
Yeah,
horrible.
You tell people I get paid to travel. We rock for free, you know.
Yeah. You know what I tell people? I said, they're like, oh, your job. I go, you know, the musician, that's the job, but the work is traveling. Is having to deal with that. That's work. Having to wait and travel, you know, crazy hours and jump a van, train, a plane. I was like, people don't understand. You could also be in the nicest planes. That it's wear and tear, different hours, time zones. You know, you're under somebody else's clock. You know, you're working against the clock. You know.
Speaking of that, what's up with Madball? When are you guys going back out?
Oh well, I don't know. Well, since I know in your world, this, you know, you've been there, but I'm completely done so with Madball.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I left the band.
Get out of here!
I swear to God, you don't know how much I love this right now.
Wait, is this your announcement right now?
No, I did it on your brother's podcast, but I already done it. But I love it that you don't know that, and it's so amazing,
dude.
But
how come I don't know that?
I know, but I love that. It's supposed to be like that, but now it's all good. They're doing that thing. I got some new shit. I'm actually dropping. I got my new single and video. I'm going to send it to you right after we finish this. As a matter of fact, I got a new band, a new single, a new video. It drops December 15th. And but on some groove metal shit, you're going to really like it because
out of Florida?
It's a mixed bag of dudes. I'm going to send you're going to see who it is to bug you out, and I think you're going to feel it. And but now I've been doing that. I'm also it's just I'm doing something new again. You know, I have a lot of music in me, and you know how it goes.
We all move on. Life moves on, man. You grow, you know.
And the family, how's the family? How is it? How's the kids doing with you? Being with a father that travels. What do they think about it? Like,
well, I've been home a lot recently, and I've been taking them everywhere, so they're getting really used to me. So when I do start kicking up again, it's gonna be hard. You know what I mean?
And there's your oldest care for your music?
Yeah, she loves it. Yeah, she's
really
she's a big supporter. She's a big supporter.
That's
yeah,
amazing. You want to trade?
Yeah.
You want to trade? I got 2 boys. Yo, I juggle flame toward knives. These guys, they don't give me no props, dude. No, but that's dope. That's dope.
You're down in Florida, right?
Yeah. I'm right now. I'm South Florida. Can't get rid of me. I'm here. I love it here. It's close enough to everywhere.
Can you say what town?
Yeah, I'm in Hollywood. It's called Hoyerwood, Florida now.
Oh, okay. You got. Of course, they had to change it.
You know, of course, you know that. Come on. You know what I mean? And then, but no, I'm over here now. I love it down here. My life's down there. I love everything. The weather, and I'm close enough to New York. The West is there. You know, I'm in the tropics, but still on mainland. You know what I mean? So I get the best of all worlds so far. I really like it here. And but yeah, I'm just amped to be alive. I'm glad, same thing with you. I'm glad, to see you killing it when even when like I punched up some stuff and just seeing you in the pictures and like that, I was happy. Yeah, to get you and like
I'm 20, 30 years deep now, man.
Yeah.
No, I should,
because I also know
guess. It's 30. I don't have to say 20 or 30.
Yeah, but I know for you especially, that was the thing. I like music for all of us, but you are a real studio guy and you like music. You always like trying the next thing. So seeing where you ended up, I'm glad because I know you work the shit. You know what I mean? Musically, you always finding the next lane and working. You always were into songs, putting a song together musically, lyrically.
Yeah, man.
So that's why I was.
Speaking of that, I got some solo music out. If anyone wants to check it out too, just under my name on all the streaming stuff. When is this coming out, by the way?
This is gonna come out. I'll let you know. This is gonna probably come out. All right, we got one the week after next.
Okay. So
I'll let you know.
I can't plug my show then because that's next week.
It's on next. Yeah. And no, but yeah, definitely. Let everybody know whether it's you for your other stuff. What about how could they find out about the petty cash stuff when you are playing around? What do you you guys have a page?
Just go to my Instagram, Todd's Planet at Todd's Planet, and I got a link tree in there with everything I'm doing.
Yeah, definitely. All my stuff in there. Listen, I'm glad I wanted to touch base, get you on here. I was like, right now, today was a little bit crazy. I was like, no, I gotta get. I'm glad I've been wanting to get you for a minute. You know the deal.
Yeah, man.
It was good to see you, bro.
Yeah, you too, man.
And you look the same, and I'm glad with the kids and everything. I can't believe you and me. I take it are 2 people that sometimes I'm like, wow, I can't believe we have kids.
I know. I think that every day, actually.
But it's amazing, and I'm glad, man. Yo, shout out to you. One love to you.
Send me that music. Send me your new music.
I'm gonna send you that link right now. I'll let you know when this comes out. Everybody, you know the deal. Todd Morse, the Offspring, H2O, Hazen Street, all that good stuff. Listen, everybody, we out of here. Peace to the next one. We out of here.